Order 66 was a huge event that succeeded in exterminating the large majority of the Jedi Order throughout the galaxy, to the point where they eventually fell into legend. But there were Jedi that initially survived Order 66, so what happened to them in the aftermath of their ultimate betrayal by the Chancellor of the Republic and the clone troopers themselves who they had bled and fought beside? Before we answer the question, I want to tell you guys about the Star Wars trading card game by Topps. In the description there's a link to get the game completely free, and I believe it's well worth it. The basis of the game is collecting cards and learning new information on the characters you receive. The app is phenomenal at being up to date and is a great place to stay up with canon on all the new characters that are constantly being introduced, now even including Rogue One characters. I feel like this is a great game that brings the community together, and I really enjoy hearing about all the cards people receive, including them rubbing it in my face how many Kylo Rens they have compared to me. You also get to open daily packs and get new characters completely free. One of my favorite parts of the app is seeing the progression of Star Wars, as I can see all the older characters and designs compared to the more updated versions and new characters. It's also a great place to trade cards and interact with other players that may have a card you want. As of now, Rebels Ahsoka has been the card I've really been looking for, so if you get her, be sure to let me know. Tell me on Twitter and in the comments which cards you get in your first pack, as I would love to hear. Again, you can play and get daily cards free of charge, so why not just try it out and see if it's something you might enjoy. Anyway, let's go ahead and begin with answering the question. After Order 66, most of the Jedi Order was destroyed, but there were Jedi that managed to escape the initial commencement of the Jedi Purge and went into hiding across the galaxy. Although Sidious had successfully taken control of the Senate and transformed the Republic into the Empire, the threat of the Jedi still remained, and he knew exactly what to do about them. Sidious realized that even with the immense strength of the newly formed Galactic Empire, the Jedi were still around and were the biggest threat to its rule. In order to keep the Jedi subdued, Sidious required additional help, which is why he quickly constructed a smear campaign for the Jedi Order as an entirety. Since the Jedi no longer had a voice to defend themselves, Palpatine painted the picture of a manipulative order of individuals who had fallen into arrogance and pride and wished to seize control of the Republic and Senate in a grab for power. Palpatine explained that the plan of the Jedi was just barely discovered in time to stop it, and that in the process they even attempted to assassinate him and left him scarred and disfigured. He explained to the Senate and the people of the galaxy that the Jedi had become warmongers and wanted the war to continue in an attempt to eventually take over. What Palpatine essentially did here was turn the people of the galaxy against the Jedi, to the point where any appearance of a Jedi would be reported directly to the Empire. The people became not only fearful of the Jedi, but hateful towards them, as in their minds they were responsible for the hardship that came with the Clone Wars. Many Jedi themselves became disheartened as they witnessed their order crumble before their eyes and lost their way, hiding away in secret and becoming consumed by darkness and fear. Jedi that still remained experienced a diminished ability to use the Force. As the galaxy had fallen under such a dark time, the light was more difficult to tap into and use. For nearly the entire first decade of the Empire's reign, Vader was responsible for hunting down and destroying any sign of the Jedi. His skill and power, coupled with the remaining Jedi's decreased power, allowed him to execute them by the thousands, as almost every waking moment of Vader's life was dedicated to their total eradication. The Jedi that remained over the years became fearful, in some cases abandoning the Order entirely. In Obi-Wan's message, he prompted the Jedi to scatter and remain hidden, and they likely obeyed and fell into obscurity. During the rise of the Empire, bounties on Jedi were also increased, and bounty hunters could become rich very easily by taking out Jedi they encountered, and in some cases hunted down. On top of this, there was no longer a penalty for hunting and killing Jedi, as it was applauded and encouraged by the reigning government. All of these factors pulled together resulted in the near total annihilation of the Order. Vader also began training other Force sensitives in the ways of the dark side to specifically learn how to kill and track down Jedi. Some of his students were even former Jedi themselves, and were eventually deemed Imperial Inquisitors. As the Empire progressed, Vader was commissioned to become involved in other matters non-Jedi related, such as rebelling worlds or attempting to stomp out the new growing threat of the Rebel Alliance. During this period, the Inquisitors largely adopted the hunting of the Jedi and mainly took Vader's place, as although the reemergence of Jedi had become a rarity, it still posed a significant threat to the rule of the Empire. These Inquisitors in a lot of cases would threaten innocents to draw Jedi out of hiding, or create false messages intended to lure Jedi to a desired location, where they could then be dealt with. Vader was also somewhat still burdened with the hunting down of the Jedi, and became involved in situations where Inquisitors encountered Jedi they could not defeat on their own, or when a notable Jedi of the past surfaced that Vader desired to personally deal with. Along with this comes the obvious, that in the early days clones and later stormtroopers were under orders to kill Jedi on sight, and the vast numbers of the Empire became too much for the remaining pockets of Jedi that survived the initial purge. So to answer the question, a lot of things contributed to the near extinction of the Order, including swaying public opinion and Vader constantly killing remaining members. To be a Jedi was the most dangerous thing in the galaxy, and the Empire actively sought them out to destroy them for nearly 2 decades. So tell me what you think. What do you consider to be the biggest reason the Jedi largely died out? Was it the state of the galaxy, Vader, maybe the Inquisitors? Be sure to tell me down below. Thanks again to Topps for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to download the game. Link again is in the description. If you have any other lore topics or questions you want answered, do not hesitate to tweet them at me, @StupendousWave on Twitter, or leave a comment below and I will try my best to answer or make a full video dedicated to your topic. Thanks again for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.